So we're here at Crossfit Orleans, which is a new gym here in Ottawa, Orleans, the East End.
Yeah.
We're joined by Kyle, who's one of the co-owners, along with there's another Kyle,
Yeah.
and there's a Phil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kyle actually used to coach at CrossFit NCR, which is where I know him from. And we're going to kind of go all into his story of how he got to this point, and then discuss a little bit more about his experience now as a gym owner.
Sure.
So yeah, let's start at the start of how you got into CrossFit and fitness in general.
Ooh, fitness in general. Well, me, just growing up, I was into fitness. I don't know. I did the whole Globo gym thing from PEI, so really small, tight-knit communities there. But as I made my way to Ottawa, I didn't get into coaching or anything like that for several years. I generally work at with kids with mental health issues and stuff like that, so group homes, youth addictions, all that stuff. But then for whatever reason, I had a buddy that I worked with, and he knew Reza from NCR, and he's like, his name's Tommy. He's like, why don't you go check out this CrossFit thing? I was like, no, it's way too intimidating. Just the natural stigma that everyone has with CrossFit. Yeah, no, you got to be fit before you walk through the doors, that kind of thing. So I was waiting. I was supposed to go to NCR with them, with Tommy and my buddy Alex, and they no-showed me. So I was like, I'm just gonna go anyway. And I remember I walked in, I saw PT, so Paul Tremblay just crushing a workout as per usual. I'm just like, what? And Pam Anstey was there. That's just what I remember. Them two there, and I'm just like, hey, I don't know. Yeah, I was a little intimidated, but I did a workout and honestly never looked back since. So that was my first workout. That was in 2014, I want to say, something like that. Yeah. So around then, and then I just kind of tested it out, and then became a member, long-term member. I think I was one of their first 50 members there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
They're pretty new, I guess, back then. I think I started in 2015, maybe. So
yeah, you were shortly after. Yeah. So I started there. Actually, as I was training there consistently, I was trying to venture into personal training myself. I didn't have a set up clientele or whatever, so I was like, well, I'll try and do this thing at Good Life. I heard a lot of people, get some experience from Good Life doing the one-on-one personal training. So I did that, took that route. That's kind of where I learned how to just do one-on-one training and learn some ins and outs just through other trainers there. But then as I was doing that, I kind of left NCR for a bit because I was like, well, I'm training people here. My downtime, I'll go work it myself. I just couldn't fit it in. Yeah. And it was way out in Canada. But then I realized that all I was thinking about was how to get back to CrossFit. And I was even implementing CrossFit's, modalities and stuff, training my clients. Right. So then long story short, I left the whole personal training Good Life thing, and I went back to NCR and trained there, worked in group homes. About a year after that, I reached out to Reza, and I was like, I remember I texted him, I said, I didn't think they were looking for coaches or anything, so I reached out to him, I was like, yo, what's the next, best place to learn how to coach? Yeah. And he's like, oh, funny you say that. Me and Pete were talking about an internship program. We'd like you to, take it, go through it, and just see if you like it. So obviously I took that. I learned a lot from them guys, teaching me the ins and outs and, critiquing me and helping me out and giving me feedback. So I did that, and they offered me a job, coaching, part-time coach. So I started coaching for them, just completely opened up a whole new, view and outlook on CrossFit. It wasn't just me training, it was me really finding that passion to make people better at CrossFit, I guess, essentially, right? Or whatever, getting them towards their goals. Right. So I coached for them for a year and a half or something like that. Yeah, I think it was a while. Yeah, it was a little while. The internship was 4 or 5 months, and then I switched into the coaching. Learned some invaluable things that I took with me, and decided to I felt like the next step was me opening my own gym. Yeah. I always had that little fire lit in me to do it. I just didn't I'm not business savvy. I didn't know what the next step was.
How to kind of make that leap.
Yeah, that leap, like, man, you can only watch so many videos on YouTube and like all these motivational things on, oh, just do it. But there's a strategy to it. So I took about a year and a half or so to really just kind of make sure that's what I wanted to do and set myself up so that, you know, it would run as smoothly as possible.
I think that's important because I see a lot of entrepreneurs who jump in too early and they weren't ready, and it's not necessarily like their own fallback. It's just that their business had the chance to do well if they were more patient with it. Yeah. You know, like you need to be set up not just financially and things like that, but like even mentally. Like you get motivated, you're like, okay, I'm going to grow this, I'm going to do this. And I've even gotten to the point with my business where years ago I was like, I'm going to grow this, hired on these employees, and it was just too soon. Yeah. Because I mentally was like, I can't give up this much training time. Yeah. It was stressing me out. So I scaled back, took more time, and then started growing again. And a lot of people, I think, they jump too early, and then there's actually, like, I was lucky that I was able to scale back and then go back, but sometimes it's like, no, that's your one chance. Exactly. And you don't want to waste it.
And that's how I approached it, was like, there's no way I can do this and fail and then just keep trying and trying, because it's so, yes, like, obviously you need investment, money, etc., to get things going. Yeah. So I just kind of pumped the brakes a little bit and saved and did whatever and you know, picked the brains of certain people to see the best avenue to take opening. Right. And then I just kind of said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to take the plunge and do it. So,
and just do it, yeah. Well, so far it seems like it's going well, which is awesome. Yeah, it is. I know you went back to PEI for a little bit. Yes. And that was kind of when I remember when I first heard that you wanted to open a gym sometime. Yeah. And then I think that's when you just said you took like kind of a year and a half to make the thoughts. What did you do when you went back to PEI, and what kind of drove you to come back here to Ottawa?
Well, like when I left Ottawa, so when I moved here, I just moved to move. I didn't have a reason to move. I just wanted something different. Yeah. PEI is very small, so I just wanted to get out into a bigger city, just meet new people and whatever, and see what happened. So after about 6 years, I just kind of thought, for whatever reason, that I got everything I could out of Ottawa. Okay. I was like, well, maybe it's time to move back, and I used to always think it would be easier to start something on PEI because it's such a smaller city. I'm like, oh, it's cheaper. I could do it by myself, blah, blah, blah. Right? Yeah. But I got a taste of reality, and that's not how it works. So I left. I went back, realized that there's no way I could do it by myself. Went to some really cool gyms there and like seen people be successful there. But realized that, you know, it's so small that where I wanted to open, it's already done. It's already full. There's 2 main gyms there that just kind of, you know, take up all of. It wouldn't have been a very smart business move. Right. So actually, as I was visiting, my girlfriend was in Ottawa at the time, and I was in PEI, so I would visit constantly. Right. So every like 6 weeks I would come up. So I was talking with a few people. I had talked to a buddy who, when I was up here, he's like, yeah, you know, I'd love to open one as well. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, if he's down to open one, then I'll set up a time to come back, and that's it. So that was kind of what really pulled me back, knowing that if I came back, I could start to really put this thing into fruition. Right. So I made the move back, and we put a down payment or a deposit on this place that we're in right now. And then about a month in, he backed out. So, wow. Yeah, so he backed out. And so I still had the deposit on the place. And I'm like, there's no way I can't give up this deposit because I want it so bad that I'll try and figure something out. I don't know. So the landlord thankfully let me, you know, hold the place, knowing what was going on. And then I reached out to my girlfriend's brother because he's always been kind of dangling the idea of doing it. And he coached for 5 or 6 years in CrossFit. So I reached out to him, and he was kind of like, he's like, come on over, you know, we'll sit down and chat. And I mean, the rest is history. So we talked, and then he said, you know, he never really gave me a straight answer, so it kind of made me nervous. I was just like, hey, man, is he going to do it or what? I
feel like that's what girlfriends' brothers do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like,
not going to give you a straight answer.
Yeah, what's this guy like? Asking his sister, what's this guy like? So, yeah, we we partnered up, and he had another guy who's a genius with numbers and spreadsheets and websites and all that stuff. So we brought him in as well, and we kind of we all have our strengths. Like, we have the computer guy, the money guy, the tracking everything, and then Phil, who's like could build anything. Phil basically built this place, like him and his family. Like they're so good with that stuff. And then me, I kind of, with the coaching and reaching out to people constantly emailing people. I just started dabbling into social media stuff, which I'm so new to that like it's literally like another job.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of stuff you got to do. For social media. Yeah.
I think a lot of people underestimate that too, especially
Big
if
time.
they think they know how to use their phone. They're like, someone could do this. And I actually see a lot of Globo gyms. They're like, this is my receptionist can do this. Or and it's like,
no.
Yeah, if they don't have that background, or at least have like some sort of guidance, it's almost like it's going to take you more time and you're going to get less results.
Yeah. You have to be super methodical too. Like, you can't just post anything really, right? Like, you gotta, and like, man, the amount of times, like, I didn't even know how to like Instagram, and you go to like space stuff and it's all crammed together. I'm just like, I'm about to smash my phone right now.
Don't you wish that was easier? Like, isn't that so annoying?
Googling how to space on Instagram, like that's how much time it's taken.
Oh yeah. I have those saved into my notes on my phone, so I can just copy.
I figured that's the trick. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have to have shortcuts for everything, because that's the thing. Like, people, there's so many parts to, like, moving parts to a business, especially a gym. Like you said, there's someone who needs to take care of the numbers. There's someone who needs to take care of member outreach and like just keeping the clients happy, the coaching, like the actual one-on-one, ordering shirts. Like, there's just so many moving pieces that then you're like, okay, but now we have to bring members in here and keep them engaged. We have to use social media. And then there's so many moving pieces in that alone, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, here, you make a box, you build it, it's ready. Like, there, it's like, now there's Instagram stories to post. There's this new feature. Now this is this. And it's like, do I post too much? Do I annoy people? Do I post too little?
Exactly.
It's just a lot of things to think about.
And now too, like, I feel like it's 2019 and we opened up. Like, if we had opened up, like, the standard for a CrossFit gym is pretty high now.
Yeah.
Like, you're walking in, every place has like tons of equipment. Like, they have all the types of different classes that you want, the specialty classes and this and that. And like, before, you could open up with nothing, right? You could open up with nothing and still people are coming through the doors. So that aspect, we knew that, like, right away we had to be on top of things, like our social media, keep it like as clean as possible, offer as much as we possibly can while juggling full-time jobs, right? Which is the biggest thing. So for me at the school, knowing that summer's coming around, I can really dive deep into like adding extra stuff and creating new programs and stuff like that. But good. For now, we want, our OC 60 class or a 60-minute class and our OC 30 class. Those are like the main attractions to here, especially the 30-minute class, because people, it's convenient. They come in,
no
they
one
crush
offers
it, work
that,
it.
really,
No. So we it's challenging as like for a coach. Like, when I'm going from 60-minute classes and picking apart movements and stuff, to go into a 30-minute class is challenging. It's definitely a challenge, but I feel like it makes you a better coach. You can stay on top of people. You just go. Yeah. So it's fun, but people seem to really like it, especially for the convenience factor of they're in and out.
Yeah,
right?
I've seen it at a gym I was in London. They do the same thing, where they have the 30 minutes class and the 60 minutes class. And the 30 minutes class get pretty busy.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who love them. They stick to them. And if they can make it, they'll go to the 60. And they look at them as two different
it's two
things,
different
right?
programs. Yeah. Two different programs. Like, it's a lot less technical. You're not going to see ring muscle ups and squat snatches in this 30-minute class, right? Because we kind of filter our free weeks, our free trial classes to the OC 30 class. Yeah. For that reason alone. However, if you're, we had a few people from Toronto that were box owners that came and they did the 60-minute class, no problem.
Right.
So, but it's just a little less technical, but very, very fast paced. So.
Yeah, which makes sense. Some people, they want, especially they come into CrossFit and they've been going to a different gym or something, and they've been getting like that sweat and sometimes you walk in. I know, like, my first CrossFit experience was the SOTS press.
Oh my
and it was
God.
like out of all the movements that you could walk into, it's like the randomest one, and like I would never have thought about doing it or like seen it. And if I'm coming in expecting I'm gonna sweat and like you're like, what am I doing with this empty bar salt press? So I find for a lot of people, especially whether they're beginner or they're experienced athletes, they want to come in, they want to sweat, they want to have fun, they want to experience the community.
Yes.
And then you give them like that really high level coaching and things like that, because if they come in, they get the high level coaching, but they haven't felt like they've actually built their fitness or, you know, gotten those little things that they want, like sweating and working hard. It's just like a little bit of a detriment to them. It's something that they could go back home and say like, oh, but I was sweating and working hard over here. Yeah. You know, like over time, they're going to see so much of the value that you bring as a coach.
And that's the thing, right? When you're programming and for the general population, people want to come in and sweat. Yeah. Right? You come in and sweat, you leave. You're like, fuck yeah, I got a wicked workout. I'm sweating. I must have done really good. Did I feel good about themselves? But like the more you come and you see these certain movements where they're like, well, I haven't really did that one in a while. Like you need that in your programming. You need the super technical things and like athletes need to know that like I remember, for instance, when I would coach the basics class at NCR, like you picked apart the foundational movements of CrossFit, and like you could have brand new people and veteran athletes in that class who could still benefit from those classes, right? Like
I would hop into them sometimes just to like get a movement touch up.
And just that like, oh yeah, shit, like I forgot you're supposed to do that in your push jerk, you're supposed to do that in your snatch, you know what I mean? So like that's kind of what people need to realize when they walk through the door. Like there's gonna be days where you're sweating your butt off, there's gonna be days where you're not, but it's way more technical.
But it's like a commitment to the long-term process.
Unless you're someone that like is completely open all day, who can come in, just sweat and then do stuff in open gym and do that stuff there, right? So
yeah, that's very true. Let's go back to what you're saying about like how opening a gym 2019 is just so much different than back in the day, because that's been something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and over the last couple of years it's come up a lot with gym owners that I talk with, is that back in the day people would open a CrossFit gym, and because CrossFit
in
was
their
new,
garage,
literally their garage, everyone would come. Like it's because there's just more people that wanted to try CrossFit and heard about this CrossFit thing than there was gyms and spots to do it. So gyms could open with nothing. They literally didn't have to provide any service. They could charge double other gyms that are providing towels, you know, things like that. And they would have tons of members come in. So then the gym owners didn't actually have to know business at all. Like literally they were just flooded with this. And I've seen a lot in the last few years of gyms closing down, gyms getting like new competition, and members are being stolen over to other gyms. And it's just because the gym owners didn't open with that mentality of this is a business and I'm building a business for the long term. It was like people are coming in now, then who cares about building a process for later? And nowadays I think like if you guys have realized and taken the time when you're opening the gym is it's all about building out those processes and things so that you can grow sustainably long term and not be, you know, someone opens a gym over there and all of a sudden they go there and then they go here.
Yeah, well that's the thing. So and I said from the beginning, like we want Orleans CrossFit to be like, we're so confident in what we offer that if a gym opened across the street, they're going to stay with us. Right? That's the mentality we have. And like you're selling, your main thing is your coaching. Like regardless of the equipment you have in here, I could destroy somebody in a workout with hardly any equipment, right? And I could just pick them apart with coaching. Like that's what you need to offer. That's the value in their membership. Whether they, you know, see it or not, or some people just want to sweat. They don't care how they move. But like, if you walk through here, then you're probably gonna get picked apart. There's a high chance of that, and that's how I feel like every place should be. Right. I don't care if you're successful or not. Like, you never give up the values of coaching and being able and that passion to just make people move better.
That's exactly. So that's very true. Yeah.
So like, yes, it's 2019. Yes, CrossFit's been around for several years. What, like a decade now, pretty much? Something like that? Yeah. It's been booming for a decade anyway, but we're confident in our product that we could still open this late and still be successful and still offer, you know, our coaching expertise. That's where our confidence is in 2019 and opening. And, you know, I started at NCR when they were basically brand new, and now they're just a mega gym, right? So I've seen how hard they work there, and watching them and like just seeing how much they enjoyed coming to work is what like I'm like, damn man, I want that. Like that's what I want.
You want to like come into work, you want to have something that you're passionate
so
about.
I felt that from them, and I wanted that. And then when I start coaching and I see people and I'm adjusting people and I'm getting someone their first ring muscle up, then that really was like, shit, this is amazing. Like it's just everything put together. Right. And then plus my passion just for, training myself and that lifestyle. It's just everything together. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see, I think what's really cool about the CrossFit business model is that anyone who opens a CrossFit gym, at least 99.9%, they're themselves athletes, they have a growth mindset, and they're people who want to learn and are passionate about CrossFit. Yeah. You see in a lot of other gym franchises, as an example, like a Good Life or little boutique fitness studios that are franchising out and growing, there's owners who are like, they are less fit than any member that walks through their door
you
for the first time.
practice what you preach.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's just because they're in it for the business model of, getting money or whatever it is. Yeah. But you can't, in CrossFit, because the service is such high quality and it requires so much of your time, you have to be passionate about it.
Yes. Like you need, the beauty, the absolute best thing I took from getting into CrossFit is the community. Yeah. Like the people I met, they're amazing, right? And that's what you want. You want to build your own little community, right? So I'm pretty sure I assume that's what most gyms do. I'm only familiar with, obviously, NCR, and I know their community is incredible. So, I wanted to build my own little OCF community, right? So, yeah, that's kind of, those other gyms, you just kind of go in, pop your headphones in, rip some curls, and peace out, right? Yeah. So here we just kind of, no headphones, no mirrors, no bullshit. Just leave your ego at the door, come in, rip a workout, give some fist pumps, and come back tomorrow.
Exactly, yeah. And what's really cool is even just different, you watch your members and you see how many members I'm sure you'll experience this over the years, members that met at the gym and all of a sudden they're getting married. That they started a business together, or this person had this job and this person needed that kind of service, and it's just crazy the connections people make. And people, because I think when people walk into CrossFit, their guard is down, that they're making a conscious effort to let their guard down and be okay, I have something that I need to work on, because there's always weaknesses. And if you don't walk in with that mentality, it's going to teach you really fast. So I think even for people making connections, being in that headspace, it's just so much easier to make new friends, new relationships, business relationships, trust other people. It's crazy what it does for people's personal lives as well.
Well, that's the big thing, and that's what I love about the direction that CrossFit's going. They kind of pump the brakes a little on everyone needs to be a games athlete. Now it's we want that member in there that's lost 15 pounds, whatever, boosted their self-esteem. So I had someone reach out to me last week. She messaged saying, she didn't message anything. It just said that she was interested in a free week. Right. So I didn't hear from her, said she signed up, whatever. So I reached out to her again and she said, I'm super self-conscious. I used to be able to do this, but I can't do it now. I'm so scared to go into CrossFit gym. I'm like, look, just come in. I have a free 30 minutes from 5 to 5:30. Just come in, and I'll show you the place. You'll be fine. Trust me. I'm like, we've all been I was self-conscious and nervous when I walked into NCR. Yeah. Right. But you got to start somewhere. So she came in at I was free from 5 to 5:30. She came in at 5:25. At first, I thought she stood me up. I'm like, damn, man. But she came in. And she's like, I made it. And I gave her a quick tour. I'm like, this is what we offer. And she's been here almost every day since.
That's amazing.
And she's just she's messaging me now being like, oh my God, everyone's so friendly. And I'm like, perfect. That's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. I just want people to come in, hit a workout, make some friends. Most people are just sitting at home. They're lethargic. They don't want to do anything. I know people are busy. I get it. I'm busy. I still find time to work out besides working full time and working at the gym. Yeah. You can do it, especially with our 30-minute class. That's one reason. What's the main thing people say? I'm too busy. That's the main thing people say.
That's exactly.
It's come in, geez, we'll make something work for you. Yeah. Right? And then if we can build someone's self-esteem and confidence through each workout at a time, and that's what it's all about. Yeah. That's so awesome. Obviously props to really good athletes, dedicate. That's dedication, and obviously we've seen a lot. You're a really good athlete as well. You guys put in the time, but for someone to come in who's never done it before, and that's what it's all about. Yeah.
And what's funny is when I started at NCR, I was actually super nervous to come in, and I came in pretty strong already. I could squat over 200. I think my squat was getting close to 250 already. I was a national team athlete in snowboarding. I had this background, so I felt like it would have been easy for me not to be scared, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but I went in and I was like, I would ask people, can you come with me to this class or this class? And I would like try not to talk to anyone. I was just like super nervous. And it's crazy about how the community really breaks your walls down. Like, it's so important about getting those right people in and having those members that are helping, adjust the other members and things like that. Because, I would get nervous going to a gym, just like I used to go to the YMCA or something like that. And even still, I'd be like, well, people are watching me, you're doing this. Yeah. And then I went into NCR with that same mindset, like nervous, like people are going to watch me, people are judging me. And it was like, it wasn't that. And then that's what I've realized. And I've been to different CrossFit gyms since then, and it's the same. Like, everyone is just so non-judgmental. I mean, you always have a bad egg here and there, but it's pretty awesome what it does. Yeah,
it's incredible, really. Like, when you're hitting a PR in front of a whole class and people are cheering, or in my case, when I started, I was the last one finished in a lot of workouts, right? So I got a whole class just cheering me on. I'm just redlining. So yeah, that's what it's all about. You're not going to get that anywhere else. No. You just won't.
And what I think is so cool about how you messaged that lady and said, like, you had a free half an hour here, is a lot of gyms, they'll put people into basically their system. So it'll be like, okay, no, you can only come at this time this week, like this, or this and this. And I think the coolest thing about gyms that really care about people is that they do things that don't scale. Yeah. So, like, of course, you could get super big and it's going to be very hard for you to say, no, you can just come in at this half an hour. But doing that now is just, it creates that community from the get-go.
Yeah, well, we want to create that culture too, right? We're so new that we want to include members as much as possible.
Right.
Like, that's their foundation. Like, we're still learning what our culture is going to be, but we definitely know, like, certain things. Like, for instance, if someone's finished a workout, just don't put your stuff away. Don't put your shit away. Just fucking cheer somebody on. Cheer on the next person right next to you, right?
Yeah, don't just leave. They're like in their car.
Peace. Yeah, 30-minute class. See you later. No, yeah, cheer people on, leave your ego at the door, because there's always someone that's going to be lifting more than you or finishing faster than you. It's
always.
Just, it doesn't matter. It is. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So what's in the future plans for you guys, and how are things going so far, like, business-wise?
Things are really good. Yeah, things are really good. We had a great first month. We're open for about a month, so we're super fresh. Lots of learning along the way, that's for sure. Lots of things that are taking a lot more time than we thought, like social media and stuff like that. So I'm trying to cram some of that stuff in on my breaks at work, and but things are going really good. We're starting to, we got some things that we're trying to create on the back end as far as offering value to our clients and for their memberships and stuff. Always constantly thinking and figuring out how to become better, and it's nonstop. I'll work, I'll coach, I'll train, I'll go home, and my brain immediately goes to, like, how could I make this better? You know what I mean? How can they benefit from anything? You name it, and we're thinking about it. So.
Do you feel like now, as a business owner, that it's like you're never not working?
No, 100%, always. It just. But I'm obsessed with it. Like, this is all I want to do. Yeah. So I just don't stop thinking about it. Yeah. It's not like it's a bad thing.
No.
It doesn't feel like work when I come here. Yeah, sure, I'm tired. I'm up at 4:30 almost every day. Like, when I come in and coach, everything's out. The tiredness, everything's gone. Once I start to talk to people and coach and everything get in my groove, then the rest is history.
It's your passion. Yeah.
It's not work. Yeah. Like, I could sit here all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I was just having this conversation with my boyfriend, and I was saying that, like, he's always like, are you done work yet? Are you done work yet? I'm always just working on my laptop doing something if I'm not in the gym. And he's like, or in between training sessions, I'll be like, no, I'm back to my laptop. He's like, can we just go eat and do this? I'm like, I'm working. And he's like, well, is there any point that you're not working? And I was like, no, like
when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, like, exactly. And the thing is, no, sometimes I dream about work.
Oh yeah, I dream too. Yeah.
I come up with an idea and I'm like, whiteboard.
Yeah.
But like, it's just so interesting that, like, I think if you're really passionate about what you're doing, you're just always working and always trying to grow. Because I told him, I was like, if I just wanted to, like, I want to make my current clients happy, but that's it. Like, I just work on my current clients. That's it. Well, then maybe I might have a chance to go in and check out. But at the same time, there's always more things that I want to do for my clients. But then you add on top of that wanting to grow the business. So for you guys, wanting to get more members, grow, eventually maybe become full-time in the gym or things like that. you're never not working, because there's always more you could be doing. It's like you're only limited by your time at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm looking forward to like summer and stuff, because I'm at the school board. So when that kind of slows down a bit, I can because I just recently did March break.
Oh, right.
So I was like, oh my God, if this was what it was like every week, it'd be incredible. You know what I mean? Like 70 hours a week now, at least. So yeah, striving towards that. Obviously, to be full-time here would be, the dream.
The dream, yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream. And we're ready to take however much time. We have everything laid out. We have goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, everything. So we're definitely prepared. We're ready. So I guess we're just putting in the work to get there.
Yeah,
right?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But what would you say would be the biggest thing that you've learned this last year going through this process?
The biggest thing I've learned is that it's going to be, so as hard as you think it's going to be 100 times harder. Like in every aspect. Yeah, well that's why it took me a year and a half to really decide that this is what I wanted to do. Because there's so much shit you got to figure out. Like, you could find a location where you're like, man, this place is awesome, but it's not like zoned properly or something, and it's not properly ventilated, whatever. You just can't open a gym there unless you have an extra like ton of money to, you know what I mean?
People don't think about those things. Yeah.
There's so many little things, and like, had I not, like, a blessing in disguise was the first person backing out and me having Phil and Kyle with me. Right. Because like there's zero chance I'd do this without them. Zero. Yeah. I didn't realize like Phil's a genius with building things. Like anyone that walks in here loves the woodwork and stuff, and like he's built it. Yeah. I wouldn't have a clue what Kyle does when it comes to like creating a website and oh my God, man, like tracking monies and this and that. Like you need somebody to do that. Like you just need it. There's no way. You'll completely fail and crumble, and if you don't have that. Yeah. So all that stuff, like, I was just like, oh yeah, I should be able to figure out Zen planning. I should be able to do some social media. Oh, it can't be that hard to build a website. Like, fuck that. There's no way. There's no way. It's so hard.
And the thing is even if you figure it out, it was like, say that took you, I don't know, 50 hours to build a website, where you could have paid someone to take 10 hours and you use that 40 hours to build something that's worth way more than those hours you would have spent, right?
Exactly.
It's opportunity cost.
Time is valuable. Big time when you're that crammed.
That's exactly. It's really good to have a lot of hands on deck.
Yeah, and we needed it. Like we went from an empty place February 1st to being open and running classes by March 2nd. So like it went really fast because I didn't know if I was still doing it until I got the two guys commit. Right. So like once they committed, then I was like, okay, we need this. Just a whole laundry list of things. But I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world, right? Like I'm in the thick of it now, just learning the business as we go, reaching out to people. Like the boys at NCR reached out, said if I need anything, like Andy from 1855 gives me advice. Like just awesome. Really good community, right? Like, and that's what I love about it. Like I could walk into pretty much any gym and be like, yo, like ask for help and they'll give it to you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen in other businesses.
No, exactly.
They look at you as like an
it's
enemy.
Competitor. No, there's no competitors. We're all out for the same thing, to make people fitter, healthier, happier, live longer lives, whatever, right? Yeah. Be able to play with their grandkids till they're 90 years old, right? Yeah. Have them, so that's the quality of life is what we're trying to offer, right? Yeah. So
I think that's super important. As long as you believe in that end mission, then you don't have trouble like helping other people, if that makes sense. Like I know I've seen it in my business where people are like, don't tell people how to do this marketing, or don't you know what I mean? And it gets so like sketchy, and like that's one of the things I was just writing out my like organizational like chart and like what we believe in, anyone who works with me as a consultant or an employee or whatever, what we believe in. And I was like, honesty and transparency, because if my goal is to help like people in the health space and gym clinic and or gyms and health clinics and things like that, and that's what I'm passionate about, if I'm not helping other people do the same thing, then it's just I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot, and I'm not living out the methods. Like I know there's been a lot of people that I've helped, they came out of nowhere and they're like, I want to do what you're doing, I want to open a marketing agency, how do I do this? And I've seen them, I tell them exactly what to do, and I've seen them do it, and it's like very easy. Like sometimes I'm like, why did I tell them everything to do? And like they're working with some of the, if they're working with a client that I was like, oh, I would love to work with that. But at the same time, think about how many, like, for example, how many people out there that you'd love to help. There's everyone in the world. There's billions of people.
There's so many.
And for me, there's millions of businesses. And obviously, I'm not going to touch millions of businesses. Yeah. So if my main goal is to get those people help, then if there's any way that I can help, and I think for you, feel the same, especially with gym owners. Yeah. Gym owners feel the same way. Like, any way that they can help other people, support the community, then they're going to help.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a small community, the CrossFit community, in comparison, I guess, to, the big global gyms and all that.
Right.
But yeah, and even people seeing that I was opening this place, like I've already had people reach out and be like, yo, like I've always pondered that idea of doing it, and and I'm just like, let me know if you need, because everything's fresh to me right now, right?
Right.
Like I'm going through everything right now. Like
sometimes you forget like those hard moments later on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because you're successful down the road, and you're just like, oh yeah, that was absolutely terrible for a couple months. But yeah, so it's cool. It's cool to see other people offering help, as well as people kind of reaching out on the opposite end of the spectrum, being like, yo, what is it like opening a gym and stuff, right? So I'm kind of right in the middle right now. So learning as we go, and I'm like, well, I don't know, I can offer you what I've gone through. And
usually that's some of the best advice, honestly, because sometimes that's, again, like I'll tell people, oh yeah, like I started and it just organically grew to this. And they're like, that seems easy. And then I look back and I'm like, no, there's been times easy. Where I'm like, how am I going to pay for anything this month because I lost a client, I have to get a new one. Like, and you forget those times when you're in a good place eventually. So it's good to write things down as I go.
It is.
Go along.
Always stay humble too, because this like industry is just, there's lots of gyms, there's lots of these global gyms, there's lots of the pay $10 a month to come over, work out over, I don't know, everything, right? There's everything. So, and that just goes back to like the product that you offer. So,
right. Like if you're truly providing value.
Exactly. Then people are going to love it, and that's what we like. The main thing I said to the boys, I'm like, coaching. Like we have to be the best.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of people now that have experience at other gyms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So thankfully the stuff I learned and stuff Phil learned from other coaches, we kind of mix it together, and I learned from him, he learns from me. Yeah. And we make it work. Yeah. So,
that's super awesome and great to hear your story about how you opened the gym.
Yeah.
Is there any last recommendations you would give for someone who might be going through the same process, or just last things to mention?
Would be, don't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, you're going in, you're all in, or you're not. Like, yes, I'm still working full time at another job, but I'm all in at this gym, right? Like, I'm just doing the other stuff. Like, I love it, but I'm doing it because I know I need to. I need to survive, right? But I'm sacrificing lots of things to do it. Like, I don't have much time to do anything. Thankfully, I have a supportive girlfriend who's like, oh, I guess I'll see you an hour a week. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, be prepared to sacrifice. I'm sure people who are on the fence of opening read all these things online and you know what I mean? Read all these whatever blogs and stuff. You go all in or you don't do it, pretty much. So just be ready, be prepared, and enjoy the ride, basically. Because it's quite a ride.
Oh yeah, the roller coaster.
Yeah, it is. Roller coaster of emotion. Pissed off 1 minute, happy as can be the next.
When I came here, you were actually crying behind the table.
That's usually my 1:30 p.m. thing to do.
Yeah, so awesome. So where can people find you and find the gym if they want to reach out on social media or check out the website and things like that?
Yeah, so Orleans CrossFit, we're in Orleans. We're at 571 LaCalle Way, Unit 105. So if you like Google View, the building's not even there yet. So we're attached to the Canada CAPS building. Okay. Canadian Auto Parts Supplier? Yeah. Something like that. Something. Yeah, so we're like attached to them. Just off St. Joseph, you can see it. We got a big sign up front. You can find us at orleanscrossfit.ca.
There's a big waterfall that I saw. You might see it on the way in.
Maybe when I leave, I'll see it. But don't make people think that there's a waterfall.
There was. It depends which way you come in.
Yeah, it's true. But we're open. Just find us online. Find us on social media, Orleans CrossFit. We have a Facebook page. We have our IG page. We have everything. We're just polluting social media right now too. So I'm sure you'll see something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.